Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between, well, this is a 2v2 AJK and Atheist versus Godfather and Lubber. This is taken from War 3 Seasons level WarCraft War 3 Lubbers Season 2. Can't even say that slowly as things are already getting underway. Alright, how are things going to be going in this 1v1 matchup? How much, or AJK spawning under the name How Much Long, and spawning over here under the name SailX. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom left, we have Eucalyptus and Lubber and Godfather. Godfather off over here. Why did I saw Eucalyptus and Lubber spawning under the name Eucalyptus. Alright, this is going to be the double undead strategy that, Godfather and Lubber has been using pretty consistently. How will this work going up against a human Night Elf duo, as we are looking at an Ancient of War being set up in a way to, clear out this goblin or this gold mine location. We should be an Archmage coming in from the human player. Meanwhile, we are looking at a Keeper of the Grove, so Battle of the Intellects, going up against most likely a Dreadlord. Artle of Darkness a little bit late. We've seen that a Dreadlord come in pretty early, but both sides getting an Altar of Darkness a little bit later. There are taverns on this map. Taverns were added, post Reign of Chaos into these corner locations right here. So you have a tavern here and a tavern here as well. Those were not originally there. So, tavern heroes have become such a viable part of strategies across the board that they needed to rebalance the map. Footman going to go ahead and do a little bit of scouting. Wisp scouting off over here, as well as we are looking at, are we training up heroes? There is a Death Knight. Is it going to be a Dreadlord? It is going to be a Dreadlord coming in from Godfather. That solo Dreadlord play coming in from Godfather has been relatively consistent. I'm trying to go for that solo Dreadlord. What that allows you to do is that interestingly enough, not using the Archmage to try and pull back and try and fight with that uphill advantage right there. If you fight uphill, you have a better time trying to evade a lot of that damage, because there is a little bit of natural evasion from when range units attack from the low ground to the high ground. Alright, we're looking at an Ogre Warrior now getting taken down here. It will end up falling pretty quickly, and we should be looking at a Militia clear into a fast expansion attempt, perhaps an Arcane Tower first. Coming back off on the other side, no one has really cleared out any portion of this, temple in the Lost Temple off in the middle portion of the map here. I don't know how that why it's named Lost Temple. Lost Temple, that temple is pretty much right smack dab in the middle of the map. How could you possibly lose it? I do not know. I love your streams. You never stream in Reforged graphics, right? If I need to stream in Reforged graphics, it's most likely because I'm contracted with Blizzard to do so. I think that's one of the reasons why some of the other streamers out there who I believe prefer classic graphics stream in WarCraft in Reforged graphics. As we're going to take a look, Death Knight comes across, picks up that Ring of Protection right there, and a little bit of a misstep by AtheistP, as he wasn't really paying attention. He could have tried in time and delay that right there. We're going to see another Death Coil. No, we are not. Double Water Elementals being left behind. The lower timed Water Elemental could have been, purposely left back to do a little bit of attacking. I like the looks. I like more, but I don't have a good review when I play in it. Yeah. I think it's one of those things. We're going to take a look. A Keeper of the Grove is going to get taken down. Oh, no, not Keeper. A Crypt Fiend about to get taken down. There is that Entangle. Question on whether or not the Death Knight would be able to get a Death Coil to save that Crypt Fiend. It was, forcing the Keeper of the Grove to have to use an Entangle to finish it off. I think it's also true. I actually have less control and less awareness of what is going on when it is in Reforged graphics. We're looking at a Scout Tower right there. Quick detonation. We could be looking at some repairs. Meanwhile, Archmage is going to be a little bit of trouble. It's going to try and Scroll of Town Portal down there. No, it is not, as we are going to be looking at some repairs. The Scroll of Town Portal could have come down across right here instead, and that would have been perfect timing. Arcane Tower, Death Coil trying to finish off. There's a Carrion Swarm, as we're looking at a little bit of damage heading back across here. Militia or Peasant should really be trying to repair here, as we see another Death Coil coming across here. Alright, Militia now coming in from the north. Death Knight going to get surrounded, and with so many units right there, is it going to be able to Scroll of Town Portal out? Yes, it will be, as Scrolls of Town Portals being burned right here. Meanwhile, Dreadlord should be taking a lot of arcane damage. There you go, a little bit more, well, skeletal minion damage being dealt out, as well as all those units teleporting out. Double undead, that always seemed weak to me. Well, the particular strategy here is the Dreadlord is actually going to be a solo hero strategy coming in from Godfather. Being able to get to that level 6 on that Dreadlord, very powerful, being able to summon that Infernal. Also, and the downside is obviously that you don't have access to the Death Knight. And some of the other supporting heroes, making that Dreadlord much more powerful. By doing double undead, you can get to tier 3 and get the bonus experience on that Dreadlord to try and get the ultimate ability, and still have access to the plethora of, well, other undead heroes that make it so strong and good. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead. Archmage sitting at level 3, Claws of Attack +6, and to finish off the remaining units here, Legion of Doomhorn for the Keeper of the Grove. Faster movement speed across the board as the Footmen and Archers now finishing off the remainder of this Ogre Magi creep camp. All is going well. Thank you for tuning in. Hoping you guys are enjoying things here. Things, once again, just crazy in California. Then again, I guess a lot of people think that all Californians are crazy anyways. As well, things get a little bit strange here. Anyways, Archmage, Footmen, Water Elementals now making their way back out. We're looking at the Keeper of the Grove and the Archers wandering out, as well as the Death Knight is very low on hit points, doesn't have any way to easily heal himself. We are looking at level 1 Unholy Aura here, level 2 Death Coil most likely, as the, well, Death Knight now trapped between in a very, very tight spot. Is he going to be able to escape? He's trying to hide in the backside here. Are we going to get an Entangle? No Entangle in time, just not enough mana right there, as we're looking at, well, the Crypt Fiend getting shot as it heads up the map. This is just crazy battles happening everywhere on the map. Skeletal minions or Ghoul gonna just try to run on inside here. Not gonna be able to stay very long. There's a Footman and double guard towers coming in position as the Archers and Ents try to push their way into the undead base. Always not recommended. And as well, undead bases are very difficult to push in during the early stages. That Blight just gives them a very, very powerful natural ability to heal, and, well, their main building, that Halls of the Dead and Ziggurats, their farms able to naturally attack and come in with cold, thereby, well, risking your own units. We're going to be looking at the Keeper of the Grove, looking to join in on the fight here, try to take down this Fountain of Health. What is going on here? Well, Lich was able to take down this one Footman that was hanging around the Goblin Laboratory. Not quite sure why, as Null Overseers now putting pressure into the Fountain of Health. Archmage showing up. Archers gonna go ahead and get closer to the Fountain of Health as well. Not real reason to, as the Fountain of, well, all those Archers are already pretty much full on hit points. Meanwhile, Lich, Death Knight, and Dreadlord now making their way in, coming in from the south, gonna be putting in some pressure during this Fountain of Health clearing, as the Keeper of the Grove now running back off to the north. All right, Undead able to take the Fountain of Health. That's gonna be good news for, well, Lubber's Death Knight. The Death Knight of Lubber has been low on hit points for quite some time after using a Scroll of Town Portal to escape, and then using a Staff of Teleportation to escape from, well, a very, very tight situation. Clearing out the other red creep camp that's easily accessible on the map. We're going to see this Ogre Lord now taken down, as the Keeper of the Grove going to have, well, a Demon Hunter alongside it. Demon Hunter, Keeper of the Grove. There's the Archmage as well. What hero are we looking at from, well, from the human player Atheist? He's going to be going for a Mountain King 2. Archmage, Footmen, all of these units ready to just maneuver around. Both sides just trying to clear up creep camps very, very quickly. Obviously, the gray team having an economic advantage, being able to mine from 4 bases compared to the 3 bases of the undead. Highly skilled 2v2 games, always very interesting, as the Dreadlord sitting at level 3 could try and finish off some other units here. Where did the Mountain King go? A Mountain King able to escape back off to the north. We are looking at a single Arcane Sanctum and barracks for Riflemen, so this is going to be a rather large number of ranged units. We see a good number of Archers coming in here, and with these ranged units, I'm surprised that we haven't seen a tech to tier 3 and trying to go for a Priestess of the Moon, thereby giving damage bonus to a lot more units out across the board. All right, I guess they're more interesting for you to commentate than 1v1 games. Well, in 2v2 games, there's just often so much going on, I cannot keep track. Mountain King and a Stormbolt, that ghoul was just waiting for that right there. Yeah, very large truck with burning diesel just like idled outside my front window for a long time. Now it just smells really bad, or it could be all the fires that are going on around me. Not a good time. Anyways, coming back around here, we're looking at, well, the Green Army showing up and putting in pressure into the main Night Elf base. The Green Army a little bit difficult to spot here on Lost Temple as the grass is green as well. Keeper of the Grove going to be trying to push in here. Are we going to see a Mana Burn onto anything here? Yes, Death Knight getting Mana Burn. Mana Flare also getting some damage onto that Obsidian statue as the Orb of Venom getting some damage over time onto that Death Knight. Death Knight able, however, to back away here. Are we going to get another Mana Burn? There is a Devour Magic. Death Coil saving that Crypt Fiend right there, but it may not be enough. As you can see, that slow poison also making it difficult for that Crypt Fiend to head back. All right, a couple more shots should finish it off. There goes another 400 hit point as the Death Knight now could be low on mana. There's another Mana Burn onto that Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 365 hit points. Could be dropping relatively quickly. Meanwhile, the Destroyer is right here. The more Devour Magic. That Death Coil a split second late there as we see now an Impale come up, pick up that Keeper of the Grove. There goes a Frost Nova as well. Staff of Preservation saving one unit as the, well, Crippler trying to get in the front side here. All right, Death Knight continuing to put in all that pressure here as we see another Impale. There was a Potion of Healing used just in time, burning that Scroll of Town portal as those units head back. Meanwhile, Dreadlord was, well, hiding off over here, now deep behind enemy lines, could be in a lot of serious trouble. He's just trying to force the entire human army to chase after him in this rather tight spot. Double Water Elementals there as well. There's that Scroll of Town portal. That was just most likely going to be canceled anyways as that Dreadlord backs home. All right, Dreadlord has returned back home. Now back on Blight, we're looking at Abominations getting trained up. So a very strong front line getting trained up by Godfather. Meanwhile, well, what is Eucalyptus, aka Lubber, gonna do as both sides are now running up on 4 bases? All right, Death Knight, Crypt Fiends, Lich, one Destroyer making their way over to a relatively difficult creep camp. This is very, very tough right here. Trying to clear out all of these creep camps here as we see the Red Drake's going to try and get focused down first. Red Drake's going to get focused down here. There goes another one, that Granite Golem just being left to try to run in the back. Death Knight will need a Death Coil to try and save those Crypt Fiends. There is another, effectively Thunderclap slowing down all of those units, and that Granite Golem just going straight after those units once more. All right, Granite Golem going after those units. Obsidian Statue doing a great job trying to heal as the Granite Golem, well, chasing after those units. And luckily, it's only chaos damage. It is not normal damage. Otherwise, those Crypt Fiends would have already been taken down. All right, one Destroyer not going to be able to help out in this fight at all. You see a gradual change, and now, wow, leveling up on every single hero for Lubber. Coming back on the other side here, we're looking at, well, Hippogriffs in the air, Archers on the ground, a lot of range damage. There's also a single bear in there as well. Units are now making their rounds here. Are we going to see some sort of defend here as we are looking at, well, Roar being picked up for all of those Archers, plus 4 damage across the board. There in comes a Mountain Giant as well, as the Mountain Giant is going to put a lot of pressure on these buildings. Meanwhile, Dreadlord Abomination is going to be joining in on the fight here. Destroyer, well, trying to, well, back away here. Is it actually going to end up getting slowed down? Could have been pecked apart as we now see a sleep go down onto that Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove could be in a little bit of a situation here. Scroll of Town portal as it realizes, you know what, it is in a spot where it does not want to be, completely surrounded by 2 undead armies. However, one Abomination was taken out as that Scroll of Town portal finished. Meanwhile, Mountain King sitting at level 2. Well, gonna stay at level, actually may be able to get to level 3. I don't know if that Forest Troll Berserker and the Ogre Warrior will give enough. The Archmage is a good distance away. No, it doesn't look like this Mountain King will be able to get to level 3. Tome of Intelligence, more mana on that Mountain King, up to 370. Archmage could be in trouble. What is it doing? Again, it's going to get impaled, and oh, this could be the game. Now the Mountain King and the entire Footman army is just trapped with nowhere to go. That is the problem right there. Eucalyptus, or, well, Lubber, finding the Archmage, being able to melt him down, the quick impale, and all of a sudden, Atheist going to be losing both heroes, a bunch of footmen, and more scarily, also giving in a lot of experience to these undead heroes. All right, footman after footman not going to be making it here as we're looking at more damage coming across. Two more rounds. Is that footman going to be able to escape down to 28 hit points? And a rune blade in the back. Meanwhile, off on the other side here, massive repairs. Keeper of the Grove trying to fight back here, down to 80 hit points, holding steady right now as the abominations are unable to get close enough. Down to 80 hit points still as the hippogriff is still in the air. More repairs trying to get underway. Massive repairs as this is just going to continue to hold right here. Abominations are getting lost. Tree of Life will actually stay on. Stay up as we are looking at no mining happening here. Units now trying to retreat all the way back. Godfather with a good number of those abominations. We're looking at 47 supply and 70 supply going up against 70 supply and 76 supply. So the gray team has a slightly larger army even after the Archmage, Mountain King, and a whole bunch of footmen were taken out. Well, freeing up some supply, being able to go into double knights now, that is going to be key as we see a Goblin Zeppelin off in the back ready to do a drop inside the main base of Lubber. Meanwhile, we are looking at a green team now trying to join in on the fight here. We can see destroyers do in fact have mana. Massive repairs trying to save all of those buildings, and that's the reason why you do not build guard towers so close together. This timing attack, very, very key as all the units are trying to retreat back. All right, flying machines are going to go ahead and get knocked down. Meanwhile, knights or siege engines are dropping inside here. We're going to try and take down this this gold mine here before any more mining can be done. We're going to look at the guard towers getting taken out as well. Flying machines trying to get in position, only to see that the Crypt Fiends are still able to web them down. Scroll of Town Portal coming in. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal exit? Yes, we are. More and more damage coming across here on massive repairs as this is not going to be looking good at all. Going to go ahead and pick up. Nope, get webbed down. Goblin Zeppelin going to get webbed down. There goes one siege engine. Second siege engine going to get lost as well. Negative armor coupled with the fact that it can't attack anything but buildings. And, that siege engine is gone. Tanks, when human isn't good enough to completely compete fairly, go tanks. You know what? I don't know. It's nice to be able to have a mechanical siege unit. Right? I mean, there is some benefits to having mechanical units, especially when you're going up against the undead. We've all seen mortar teams just get absolutely blasted to death by a Death Knight's Death Coil or a Frost Nova or a Lich's Frost Nova in a matter of seconds. And that's only a problem for humans. So, the good and the bad right there as the flying machines are going to go ahead and try and engage here. Meanwhile, we're looking at bears trying to put pressure in here. The Chimeras do not have the ranged siege attack. That is a big surprise here as we are now looking at a Scroll of Town Portal, a major impale across multiple units. And wow, all of these units are just fighting under a sea of hit point bars. Healing Ward now being placed down by Lubber as that is going to be getting in a lot of heal across the board here. Meanwhile, engaging still here as we're looking at Mana Flare being used. Obsidian Statues being forced to pull back and so much damage coming in here. Knights about to get taken down. There goes one Knight. Another Knight going to get lost in there as well, as I can't really tell who is winning out on these fights. All right, Lich continuing to, may get taken down here. There is that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter going after that Lich. Lich able to back away. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability in time. Bears are continuing to fight as more units are showing up to the party to try and, tip things in their favor. Eucalyptus and Godfather seeming to be doing okay. Demon Hunter has fallen at level 3. Death Knight, however, could be in trouble as it is off of Blight a little bit. Needs to get a Healing Ward. And now a Healing Ward down and try and heal back up once more. Flying Machines down as well as the, they are webbed and in trouble. Keeper of the Grove and Archmage, both of them able to escape back out. Mountain King, however, in a little bit of trouble. It looked like some units were taken down here. Yeah, was that a footman that finished off some of those units? It looked like the Spirit Tower was able to take them down. And meanwhile, let's take a look. A lot of low hit point priests coming back in. Mountain King trying to resurrect. Humans sitting at 47 supply, 53 supply, comparing to the double undeads 41 and 55. So both sides losing a lot of units here as we're now looking at Dryads making the slow trek over and what is going to end up going down, what is going to end up with this expansion? That is the question. There goes another Acolyte here. Keeper of the Grove shows up and is going to be able to easily handle this expansion location. Acolytes are now just trying to repair. Keeper of the Grove going to be able to get in some necessary easy damage. Perhaps going after those Acolytes first would make a little bit more sense. Chimeras still do not have that siege attack. Being able to fight with a little bit of distance, forcing your opponent to engage you is always a good thing. Chimera is looking to finish off the rest of this expansion here. Meanwhile, we're looking at a green army putting pressure over here on at the natural expansion of the human player. Scroll of Town Portal to try and escape. This is a 2v1 fight as well. Godfather and Lubber are going to be able to shut down this expansion too. Things are not looking good for the human player and his base. He only has 2 bases. Meanwhile, the Undead was able to actually start running up on 3 bases each, which is, well, enough where they, even if they lose and trade bases, they will be coming out ahead. This is a chaotic battle indeed, trying to keep track of all of the action, especially when one army is green. Nearly difficult. Death Knight getting up, should be able to get up to level 6 here in just a moment. But I think at this point, getting up to level 6 is just going to be reinforcing the victory. At this stage, though, I could actually see Lubber going for Raised Dead. With so many abominations out on the field, he raising dead after those abominations get taken down would be, well, very, very beneficial units to have. Meanwhile, this expansion about to get finished off by the remaining forces of nature. Keeper of the Grove now retreating back. Thank you for the follow, as the units are now rotating off to the north. All right. Well, it looks like the Abomination Army, Dreadlord, is already in position. A massive disease cloud running over here. All of these abominations just stitched together. Obsidian statue going to provide a little bit of healing as well, as the guard towers are starting to push through here once more. Let's going to take a look. A Scroll of Town Portal coming in. Where all of the units going to land? There you are. And they are actually in a little bit of a strange spot, opening up with the trees. And now a very well-defined lines coming across the board. I wish I could zoom back more for you. Flying machines with no easy access to destroyers. Cryptings continuing to fight, and we are looking at Knights just trying to push through here. Abominations could get taken down. There they go. Well, did that really die? Yeah, it kind of died. The animation actually pushed it into a different location. Death Knight still wandering around here. Death Knight does not have mana. Got too close to the Arcane Tower or used too many Death Coils. Difficult to say at this stage, as the Destroyer down to 12 hit points finally gets lost here. Holy Light trying to finish off that Lich. Lich going to get taken down. There it goes, giving level 4 to the Mountain King. Mountain King, they are in a run to try and escape. Level 5 Lich lost, as the Death Knight now needing to retreat. Dreadlord the same as well. There goes another Abomination, as well the Chimeras doing their job, taking down that front line. Acolytes making their way over to try and, well, start haunting up another gold mine here. Gonna go ahead and heal up at the Fountain of Health once more. Nope. Well, yeah, should be healing up at the Fountain of Health. Gonna be very, very helpful. Not quite sure why you would actually Holy Light any hero at this point. The Paladin needs that mana for the upcoming battles. And, well, they look like they are ready to go once again. Expansion down here has not been cleaned up. New expansion over here in the top left gonna be re-established, as the main gold mines are already done mining. How much AJK, how much longer can they really mine from this gold mine? They need to finish this game in the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, they will be completely out of gold mines, while their opponent should still be running on at least 2. Archmage going to be pushing off here in just a moment. Meanwhile, Dreadlord is in on the scenes, going after these Moonwells. That is not the place where he really needs to be, as the main army is now starting to put pressure in on the bases here. Chimeras are out on the field, still without that siege damage. And, well, with that siege damage, these slaughterhouses should have been taken down very, very quickly. Knights are now turning back around, and, Knights are turning back around. They should be in that front line spot instead, as we're looking at the Mountain Giants looking to put pressure in too. Mountain Giants, Altar of Darkness. It looks like this base is not worth saving. Meanwhile, the Abomination's taking down a lot of the infrastructure coming in from the Night Elf army, and it looks like we are turning into a base race scenario in this 2v. Black Citadel now taken out as well. No Scroll of Town Portal to try and save. Chimeras finally with that siege damage able to really deal damage to those buildings from a distance, and also be able to dish it out very fast. You're going to see those buildings just absolutely just get clobbered with that acid breath right there. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Scroll of Town Portal coming in. Dreadlord now trying to retreat back. Here we are. Unit's going to go after perhaps a ghoul going to get taken down, or two. Chimera should be able to finish that off very quickly, getting the Demon Hunter up to level 4. Dreadlord already deciding to back up. There you go. All the units are looking to back away as we are looking at the remainder of the, well, the remainder here, just finishing off all those units. What are the gargoyles doing? The gargoyles just going to actually feed experience. There's a Stormbolt, Holy Light, and another gargoyle could get taken down. There it goes. Water Elemental, perhaps the only thing that's going to get lost, as the Paladin able to escape back. All right. Water Elementals, well, Water Elemental did not end up getting taken down. Are we looking at even long distance mining? No long distance mining either. That is a bit strange. Normally you would try to get every bit of gold that you can out of the gold mines and then try and help your partners here. Meanwhile, the Chimera with, well, that range attack, able to attack these spirit towers without fear of getting attacked themselves. The importance of 700 range, or 700 or 850 range here to try and to take down those spirit towers. All right. Spirit towers falling. Necropolis gonna fall as well. No Scroll of Town Portal to save this location. Demon Hunter does not have a Scroll of Town Portal, though Keeper of the Grove does, so he'll be able to back out of that corner when the time comes. Meanwhile, gargoyles are just eating apart some of the wisp all across the map. Bottom left, is the bottom left mine active? Yes, it's still active. I don't know if you could actually see the blight there, but yes, it is currently active. So it is 3 bases to 1 right now as this base comes to an end. All right, this base has about 2.5 minutes of mining left. This base still has a good amount of mining, as if you remember, this base was taken up a little bit later, so we still see a fair amount of towers, but towers are not going to be doing much against the chimeras that we know that the Night Elf army has. Meanwhile, chimeras are already in position here trying to take down the Tomb of Relics. Hippogriff is there to act as defenders. Yeah, that one Hippogriff perhaps went in a little bit too close and quickly got shot down by those spirit towers. Meanwhile, back off, gargoyles are just constantly harassing here. Gargoyles in an air army as the chimeras, well, gonna end up finishing off all of these towers and also giving a little bit of experience to the Keeper of the Grove. If that Keeper of the Grove gets to level 6, well, we all know how powerful Tranquility can be, as building after building is still falling. All right. A human army now making its way back off to the north here. Who has the stronger army? This base pretty much already done here. Anti-magic shell protecting all of these units. Banshees going to be causing quite a bit of an issue, as well as we're looking at all these units trying to fight their way through. Keeper of the Grove gonna stay at level 5. Demon Hunter staying at level 4 here. Keeper of the Grove wanting to get to level 6, but won't be able to quite get there yet. We are still at daybreak, going into nightfall. We are now going to have increased regeneration for all of the Night Elf units, as we're looking at the Halls of the Dead getting taken down, and, well, a couple more Acolytes only left here. All right, Scroll of Town Portal. Are we actually going to get to level 6? Yes, we are. Keeper of the Grove gets to level 6. It's going to go ahead and Scroll of Town Portal back out. No more mining here, as the Keeper of the Grove, well, is going to try and fight here. Yes, we are. Chimeras show up to the party. There goes an Inferno summoned down in amongst all of those units here. There's an Impale to follow it up for even larger stun, as everyone is still trying to engage here. All right, Destroyer's trying to back away. Tranquility, Keeper of the Grove in the back, getting in the Tranquility, finally getting slept by the Dreadlord, as the Chimeras continuing that pressure again. Dreadlord, however, low on mana now. Are we going to get another Tranquility a little bit later? It is only a 1-minute cooldown, as the Knights are going to get taken down as well. There goes, well, come on, where's that Knight going? There goes that Knight, Carrion Swarm, able to finish it off. Paladin needs to be healing up more of these other units. Death Knight, probably level 3, level 1 on Holy Aura. It could in fact have Animate dead, as the units are continuing to try and push. Keeper of the Grove down to 20 seconds left on that cooldown. Obsidian statues in the back, and with no other way to stun that Keeper of the Grove. The Keeper of the Grove could really turn around and turn things on its head, as the Crypt Lord gets taken out as well. All right, there goes a Carrion Swarm. I believe the Death Knight, yes, I heard the cry of a Death Knight. Mountain King about to get taken down. It gets taken down, as Tranquility is now back online. Are we going to see a Tranquility come across here from that Keeper of the Grove? That is the question, to try and heal up all of those units, as, well, we're still fighting their way through. All right, Keeper of the Grove trying to keep all of these units alive. What is the better way to use all of that mana? Paladin currently alive as well, as we see Moonwells being used to try and heal up all of those units. Staff of Preservation saving once more, as the unit's now trying to back away. All right. Water Elemental looking to finish off a couple of these units here. What is that Paladin doing? Needs to back away. We are looking at that Paladin down to 139 hit points. Is it going to end up escaping? No, it is not. Death Coil finds its target, and the Keeper of the Grove never using Tranquility enough, only going after Entangle after Entangle. Is that Entangle going to cost the Lich? It does, even though the Lich had a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Level 6 Lich has fallen here, as the units are starting to, well, go down and count the amount of micro, and the effectiveness of each unit is just going to go up and up. Dreadlord now trying to back away, sitting at level 7. We're seeing a lot of damage. Are we going to see some taunts in here as well? There's a Death Coil finishing off a Death Knight. Not something you see every day, as a Scroll of Town Portal enabling an escape now. All right, all those units will be escaping. An Infernal, while killing off a Dryad in with good measure here, as the Keeper of the Grove getting closer and closer. You can't use items when entangled. I thought you could. Yeah, you can still attack when you're entangled, right? You just can't move while you're entangled, and you lose channeled abilities. So, yep. All right, interestingly enough, setting up a gold mine here to get the last 900 gold. You can't attack? Well, that's Ensnare. Okay, yeah, that's right. Ensnare, you get stopped, but you can't attack. That's right. All right, Demon Hunter sitting at level 5, getting resurrected. Tree of Eternity now making its way, and use items, yeah, making its way back over here to this expansion. A little bit of gold will be mined off. You see no more gold coming in from the human or the Night Elf army. Meanwhile, Undead still mining in this bottom left-hand location, and also this location as well. It is currently 3 bases to 0, but this gold mine will be, well, saturated or finished off here in just a moment. Tree of Eternity making its way over. Acolytes trying to, well, haul as much gold out of this gold mine before the Tree of Eternity comes over to take them down. The Tree of Eternity gonna get into position here. Meanwhile, Trents are gonna be able to finish off many of these Acolytes. There is mining bases for the Undead, but, well, as you can see, they are not very well protected, as Acolytes are playing a little bit of run around the haunted gold mine game to try and, well, to make it difficult. All right, it looks as though this Acolyte will get taken down. There it goes. And still, we're looking at that Tree of Eternity trying to stop all of that mining that's happening here. Keeper of the Grove making its way over. It is going to be able to get to level 7. Level 3 Entangle, perhaps. And that is going to be a nice bit of bonus, as well, as there was really no reason to try and establish up of this base, as establishing the haunted gold mine actually ended up costing more gold than it provided, and also gave their opponent level 7 on that Keeper of the Grove. Level 5 also on that Demon Hunter now. That Demon Hunter now with level 3 mana burn is going to be able to shut down other heroes as well. Coming back around, well, 2v2 games are rather scary. It looks like Lubber and Godfather are considering their options. 71 supply army, still very large. Thank you for the follow again. And, well, with that, a 71 supply army going up against a 21 supply and a 15 supply. That Undead army is very powerful. 2 Obsidian statues. Banshees are in position for anti-magic shell as well. That is going to be working out to their advantage. Meanwhile, a little bit of, well, ghouls unable to finish off anything here, as there is nothing there to spot. All right, Goblin Zeppelin on the move. Dreadlord, where is it going to try and go? And will it be able to summon down another Infernal? Are we looking at the resurrection of the Crypt Lord? Crypt Lord, waiting for the Crypt Lord to come back out, and that could be the end right there once we get that last hero back in from Lubber. All right, we're looking at the Dreadlord trying to, well, do a little bit more mining here. Goblin Zeppelin need to try to escape. Demon Hunter is here. Keeper of the Grove will be able to get some damage. Nope, not able to get any damage there either. Meanwhile, over here to the top right, Archmage is looking to clear out the creep camps here. We are looking at the entangling of this gold mine. And, well, not going to get really that much gold, and it's going to take quite some time for that Tree of Eternity to try and reroute off over here. Tome of Agility picked up by the Paladin in order to get a little bit more armor. So far, though, units are still wandering around here. Level 7, level 5, Keeper of the Grove once again on the move. There is a little bit of mining, but it may not last. Staff of mass teleportation coming in Archmage, and this army is going to be working together. The sheer power of the heroes could be the difference here, as the Goblin Zeppelin going to go ahead and drop down Dreadlord. Are we going to see an Infernal fall in from the sky? There you go. Follow it up with an Impale. Demon Hunter quickly taken down. And, well, that's going to be the game right there. Well, Eucalyptus or Lubber and Godfather playing a great game, a long macro-intensive game here. The battle was pretty much already won for Lubber and Godfather prior to that fight, being able to do such a good job at just being able to expand so quickly. Taking a look at the overall heroes, well, yep, Lubber with the Tri-Hero Undead, and then we also saw how effective the Infernal was at that stun, follow-up stun with that Impale, and, well, you just saw heroes lost right there. Things really were shaky once that Archmage and that Mountain King were lost in that bottom left-hand corner. That Impale making a big difference. Death Coil, Frost Nova, and before he could really properly respond with the Scroll of Town Portal, got impaled, and then because of the Impale and the stun, couldn't do much of anything else, losing that Archmage and trapping that Mountain King and those footmen. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.